What's up, everybody? So this video is going to be my review of the Mickey Thompson Drag Radials, and I first want to give a big up to Big B15 over at Instagram for hooking me up with a sweet deal on these tires for this test. So thanks a lot, my friend. Tech specs, 275 40/20s, just like stock. Tire pressure has been at 30 psi, basically just like stock. Density altitude for all these tests have been between 23 and 2,500 feet, and those are the tech specs for you. Let's get to my thoughts on it as far as on the street. Love the tire on the street, but I want to throw one caveat out there for you guys. This is a fair weather only tire. This is not to be confused with a summer tire. Difference being, a summer tire, you can at least drive the thing around in the rain, and as long as the temps don't get below 40 degrees, you'll probably be okay. Fair weather tire means don't drive the thing in the rain. Basically just make sure that your weather report is fairly clear for the day you choose to take the car out on the street, because drag radials suck in wet weather, which is a real drag because here on the Third Coast it's been raining pretty much every day for about as long as I can remember. But getting back into the test results, at least my impressions of this thing so far, here's the thing. As far as handling goes, I know a lot of times drag radials get a bad rap for being a bit wallowy. These tires, at least in a 20-inch rim configuration with a 40 series aspect ratio, they're actually pretty decent to drive around in terms of handling. At those pressures, you don't get any of the kind of wallow that you might expect from a drag radial, and a lot of that, by the way, has to do with guys running the drag radial shy on pressure, which means that you're just running it low on pressure to try to maximize traction. These things at about stock pressure, you know, like I say, 30 psi hot, really no difference between stock and these tires. So that's actually a really good thing. I was surprised with that. I was considering the Mickey Thompsons or the Nittos, and Mickey Thompsons are known for having a little bit better dry traction, and in this case no issues at all with the car feeling like it was a bit loose in the rear end. So again, that's a good sign. You don't have to change how you drive the car. Just drive it like you do normal. You won't notice a real big difference. Big difference comes in, of course, with wide open throttle traction, and I'll get to that in a second, but let's talk about partial throttle traction. One of the problems, or one of the characteristics, I should say, and it's kind of an adorable characteristic with these cars, is they have a really fun habit of turning black tires into white smoke. Well, here's the thing. That happens not just at wide open throttle, but really at 3/4 throttle roll-ons. It just will light the tires up, and that can be a bit annoying if your only real intention is to accelerate briskly. With the Mickey Thompsons, it basically gives you the full use of your throttle throw. So that, for me, made all the difference in the world. It does make the car a bit more enjoyable to drive, and it is more predictable, which is always a good thing. So getting to the performance, well, the best 0 to 60 I ever got out of the stock tires, which are the Pirelli All Seasons, was a 4.2 0 to 60, and that is, again, with the mods that are on the car: Hellcat airbox, Hellcat filter, brake duct mod, and the tune. The best I could get out of it was a 4.2, but that was a bit of a lottery pass. I've yet to be able to replicate that. It is more consistent in the 4.4 range, mainly because of that 1-2 shift. That tune basically mitigated a lot of the torque management on that shift, and so when it hits second, boom, it hits second hard, and that translates into tire smoke. Again, it's a lot of fun, but you're not going quick if you're putting on a show. With these tires, basically the same rules applied. I was able to roll onto the throttle harder, and with a best 0 to 60 of 4.0. Now, what did it average though? Because that's really more to the point, right? Well, with the tune, everything done to the car, on the stock tire, it was averaging right in the 4.4 range, and I'm able to average very consistent 4.1 second 0 to 60s with these tires in sport mode. Again, track mode doesn't do you a whole lot of favors trying to accelerate hard, because at least with the tune, when it hits second gear, it hits hard and it spins. So I've got a link in the description below of a couple of 4.1 second passes with one 4.2. That 4.2 was in track mode, and if you're listening to it, you can hear it spin pretty good in second gear. Basically killed my 0 to 60, but it was fun. So anyway, getting back to it, on the street, they're great. Don't drive them in the rain. On the track, I can't wait to get the thing to the track. Here's the problem though, it has been raining ever since I can remember, and so getting the car to the track has been a bit of a challenge. But I will say this, if I am able to pick up a consistent 3 to 4 tenths, 0 to 60 on the street. I am hoping to pick up at least a 4 to 5 tenths of a second improvement on the tail end of the track, which will put me into the 12 teens, maybe on a bad pass into the 1220s, and inch even closer to getting into that 11-second pass that I'm looking for. And again, those density altitudes that I'm comparing it to are 2,500 feet with a variance of about 300 to 400 feet from best to on average on those DAs. So if you've got one of these cars, at least that gives you something to compare it to. So anyway, that's more or less a wrap on this comparison. Really not much more to say. They're great as far as hooking up. Just don't drive them in the rain. And if you keep them at stock pressure, you don't have to worry about changing your driving style as far as going around corners or braking, stopping, anything like that. So that's it. Post up anything that you've got done to your car. I'd love to hear about it. Adios.